Hi, I'm Avraham Goldhar, and I was truly inspired by the Sima Shah, so I'm jumping into Daf Yomi. And being that my background is teaching people how to remember what they learn, so I'm going to be applying a lot of the things I've learned through the process. So I thought I'd just share with you, and if it helps you, great. Now, I'll start with the most important principle, or a very important principle in memory, or focus of memory. Many people focus on memory and they think of it in terms of how to get information out of their head. How do you access what you learned? So, how do you remember what you learned, what you saw, a person's name? So how do you get the information out of your head? I prefer to focus on memory in terms of how to put information in your head. How you input the information is going to make a crucial difference, a critical difference to getting the information out. Because if you've organized it going in on the front end, it's not hard. You see, what most people are doing is they're just filling up their head with a lot of clutter. It's going into no specific place, and then when they want to find their memory, they got to kind of muddle through the clutter to get it. So that's not very effective. So let's just create a space in our mind, an organized place to put the information. So for Daf Yomi, there'll be different experiences. If someone's going through the daf and every day it's just a new daf of material, well, if they haven't put a place in their mind to put that information on the front end in an organized way, well, then the information is going to pile up and it'll just be very hard to access, and you're making your efforts a lot harder. So what I prefer to do is map out the information going in, so as we learn it, as I learn it, I'll put the information in a place in my mind as I learn it, and then I think it's going to ease up a lot in the memory. In fact, I'm sure that's going to happen. So what I've done to demonstrate this principle to you and to use it as we go through the first parak of brachas together in Mirz Hashem, I've created a little overall map, a very simple map, so you can use this as a framework to get the information in. It's very rudimentary, but at least it's something to start with, and as we move along, hopefully I'll have more information, more videos, and if it helps you, great. So here's the little map we've created for the first parak of brachas. So in terms of basics, I have a claw, the basics should be basic. So I'm a big fan, definitely get the Mishnayos down, learn through the parak, chaz of the parak. But in terms of the map, you should know there are 5 Mishnayos in the first parak. 5 Mishnayos. Now what I do is when I learn a Mishnah, I go through it and then I give it a title, a siman, because the Torah is acquired with simanim. And this is the way I'm going to keep track and build my knowledge of Shas using these simanim. So here goes. The first Mishnah, which was introduced at the Sima Shas, deals with saying Kriya Shema at night. So Kriya Shema ba'arvis, or the English, for those who are more comfortable saying the evening Shema. The second Mishnah is going to get into saying Kriya Shema b'shachris, at shachris, or the morning Shema. Mishnah Gimel deals with the derech, meaning what's the position. You have to saying the evening Shema lying down and the morning Shema standing up, or it depends, different shita, we'll see Beis Hillel. So it's the derech or position, whatever you're comfortable with. The fourth parak deals with brachas Kriya Shema, that we're going to say before and after. The number we say before and after, both in the evening and the morning, so it's the brachas or blessings. And the fifth Mishnah is going to deal with whether we include Yetzias Mitzrayim, or what's the source for including the Exodus, mentioning that third parsha of the Shema, and we get to that Mishnah always, it's discussed in the Haggadah. So those are the Mishnayos in the first parak. Now I would suggest that at the very least, you should just memorize this list. They're just 5 Mishnayos, and just every day, you should know. Kriya Shema ba'arvis, shachris, the derech, brachas, Yetzias Mitzrayim. Just say that 5-10 times every day. You don't have to do any memory tricks. Just you'll know these 5 Mishnayos, and that way you'll be able to say intelligently at the end of going through the first parak, well, there are 5 Mishnayos that were covered in that parak, and these are simanim. And in another video, I'm going to go through how we can maximize and build on this, but there's a very, I think, decent fundamental map of the parak. So the next thing we're going to do in this video very quickly is we're just going to map out the first parak of Mishnayos through the dafim. So you'll know, Amasai, how many daf is covered and where you're going to find these Mishnayos. So here we go. So it goes from daf beis all the way through Yud Gimel. So there are 12 dafim that cover this parak, and I'm just going to lay out where the Mishnayos are. So obviously, the first Mishnah is in daf beis, Amud Aleph. Then we're going to go all the way down to daf tes, Amud beis. The 2 dots there represent Amud beis. So daf tes Amud beis is Mishnah beis. So we're going to get into Kriya Shema in the morning. Then daf yud Amud beis is going to deal with Mishnah Gimel, which is the position, how we're supposed to say the Shema. And then daf yud Aleph, Amud Aleph, since there's no 2 dots there, that's Amud Aleph. So Mishnah Dalet is in Birchas Kriya Shema, that's when it's covered. And Daf Yud Beis, Amud Beis is Mishnah Hey. So there you go. You can sort of see a general idea of how the parak is structured. So we're going to deal with the issues of Kriya Shema Ba'arvis, the evening Shema, all the way until Daf Tes Amud Beis, and then we're going to turn a daf a day, and we're going to be dealing with a different Mishnah each day. So that's the basic layout. Now, is this easy to remember? I think so. Wouldn't take much effort to just remember the 5 Mishnayos, the simanim for each, and where they're laid out in the parak. And of course, we're going to deal with more detailed things, hopefully in upcoming videos, but I wanted to get this out today because this is the start of Daf Yomi, and if it's helpful to you, I'm happy. And if it's not helpful to you, let me know. So I'm going to post my email. You can just email me questions. You like it, you don't like it, and there are more videos coming in Mirz Hashem. So, Batzlacha Rabba to everybody, and it's great to be part of the Chevra.